Hey, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I am bringing back a project I did in 2021, which is 10 on 10, where you take 10 photos on the 10th and kind of document life where it's at. So I thought it would be fun to bring it back, but this time do it in a 4x6 album that I just made myself with some chipboard. And I'll also be using Ashley Horton's The CutShoppe, her collection called Document 365. She plans on doing a monthly collection, and this is the January one. There is lots of great die cuts in it, and you can see I put it in my little drawer. There's journaling cards, some more die cuts. This one says January 1st, but I changed mine over here to say the 10th, so I really like how that came out. And then just a few more die cuts, Snow Cold, Party Like It's 2023, and New Year. I also used the digital stamps to make a little vellum insert, so I'm going to use that. And I made little photos to put right here with this kind of reminds me of an old school Instagram filter. So I'm just gonna have fun putting this together in a little format, and I hope you guys are excited to see this project come back and just see a new project on my channel. All right, I'm gonna get started with voiceover. And I forgot to mention in my introduction that Ashley's collection comes with a ton of 6x8 pattern papers, plus the journaling cards and the die cuts, the ephemera, and the digital stamps. It's an action-packed full kit, and it is so fantastic. I love it. I took some of the pattern papers and made them into 4x6. I'm going to use this dotted one to start off with a journaling card that says January 2023. Simple as that. And then on the back of it, I'll have a photo of the rain because we were having all those atmospheric rivers in California, and there was so much rain. I also found an old acrylic piece from Colorcast Designs that says currently winter. The LY broke, but you really can't tell. Yet when I went to go punch my holes, I realized the Y is going to be in the way, so I need to move it. So I was able to kind of lift it up and scoot it up towards the top. The only reason I had it down in the green is that way it popped a little more. I didn't want it to get lost in the white at the top, but I think either way, top or bottom works. And then I just have to use my adhesive remover and make sure I get all the glue off of the bottom. And once I've done that, I can move on to the next little section of this book. I thought that the next section was going to be something different. That's why I grabbed that stripe paper. But what I want to include next is a simple journaling card that has a bullet point list of 10, and it says thoughts for 2023. And I'm going to put a wood veneer that says planning. And then I just kind of thought off the top of my head what kind of things I wanted for this year, like continue hiking, more confidence in ourselves, mindful of time, taking responsibility, learning new life skills, mainly the kids, continue evening snuggles, maybe finally tackle the school papers, and continue to find little things that bring big joy. So I just put all that on there and go ahead and hole punch, and then I will move on to the next little section. And the next little section is going to be a massive tree that fell at our school, which was really unfortunate because right next to that tree that was healthy was two trees that were very dead, and that one did not fall. This beautiful one fell, and we came back to school and saw it in the middle of the road. So again, I wanted to talk about the weather because that's kind of a big thing that's going on right now. I've taken so many screenshots of the weather and the different things that have gone on basically since the end of December. So I have that tree. I put a die cut that says Tuesday and then a wood veneer that says was horrible. I then took a piece of white cardstock and made my own little label journaling spot and rounded the corners, used a ruler to draw out my pencil lines. That way I could do it straight. I just wrote out how The amount of rainfall has been staggering, and the trees are down everywhere, including this one sadly at our school. And there's been so many trees down that these workers from the county basically chopped up the tree and threw the pieces to one side of the road and some other pieces to the other side of the road and just left. And so now we have pieces of tree all over the place, still somewhat blocking the road. But, you know, what can you do? There's a million trees down. I have that wonderful vellum insert full of digital stamps, which I absolutely love how that came out. That was so fun. And I might do that for every single month because it's just so cool with all the stamps. I decided I'm going to go in chronological order for like the day. So the next photo would be me. I made sure to get a photo of myself in my space, being so happy to create after the kids went back to school. It was a great break, but it was a long break, it felt like. But we did get to go on a few different fun trips and have Christmas, of course. So I just put a big star, let's celebrate, creating, and the striped paper, and moved on to the next piece, which is a 4x6 photo of me working out. And I thought I was going to do the library photo next, and then realized that I am going to pair that library photo with the photo of my kids after school. So I'm going to wait on the library photo, but I am going to make the card for the library photo. So I just am adding a grid paper up at the top, and I mismeasured by like a 1/4 inch. So I couldn't let it go, and I added a small smidge of the paper up at the top. Then I will add the library stack of photos because we always go on Tuesday. And this day my daughter was telling me that she definitely needed a refill on books. Okay, so I flipped back to this page where I'm going to include the social media things. And I just kept it really simple with the 2 die cuts, and then took my screenshots of Instagram and also a project that I was working on that I shared, I think the previous day. No, that day I shared the reading journal December. So I just added those and then moved on to the next page, which is of course the library, and I have a wood veneer that says reading. And down at the bottom, I will just add the journaling. So I have this great photo of my kids. I said, hey, can I get a photo real quick? And they let me take a photo. So that is always awesome when that happens. I'm going to put the January 10 up at the top right, and then down in the bottom left, I'll put a star and a wood veneer that says routine. I thought I could put it below the ticket, but it would have been too close to my daughter's head. And so I didn't want to put it there. But I really did want to use that wood veneer because it was so old in my stash, and now it finally has a home. Once again, using the ruler and pencil trick to get straight lines. And like I said, this library trip, my daughter got a ton of books because she needed a refill. We call them fun books when it's a book that she just gets for fun and she's not going to test on it, because at school they have a leveled system that they test with books. So my daughter got a bunch of fun books like graphic novels, a dog encyclopedia, and a explorer guide. She just loves picking out her books. And then I got 3 books, Daisy Darker and Someday Maybe, which I am absolutely so excited to read. So I got all of that written down, and I'm going to erase the lines and then punch the holes. I grabbed like a huge stack of things to punch, and I could not punch through all of them. I just couldn't. So I had to break it down into smaller chunks and punch them, and then I can keep going. So now I can move on to the last section, which is the evening. And once again, I have always been struggling with getting evening photos, late afternoon photos. So for February, I'm aware of that, and I am going to work on that. So I have this 2x2 page protector, and I thought it would fit. Why I thought it was going to fit in the rings that I have, I don't know. So I may switch it out to something else, but for this video, I'm keeping it in the 2x2 page protector because, yeah, I didn't have a lot of photos from the evening. I am making a striped journaling card with one of the 6x8 papers, and I will use that as a way to journal about the rest of the day, the afternoon, and the evening. I got it a little crooked, I thought, and I am going to fix that, or at least I think I'm going to fix it. Well, I did fix it, and I think it's still a little crooked, but whatever, doesn't matter. We're going to keep going. And I'm drawing my lines again, and then I will write about the rest of the day, which is always a wild afternoon around here with a teenager who doesn't want to do homework, and both kids don't want to do chores. It is quite exciting. But and then in the evening I made dinner and I did laundry and all the chores, and I was up way too late, and I am going to journal about that as well, because I want to talk about how I am tired of staying up late and I really need to work better and harder on going to bed at a more reasonable hour. So I have that die cut that, I'm not going to say this right, but the oud long sign, that die cut. Oh my gosh, I butchered that, right? So on the back of that, I'm going to put the clear sticker that I had left over from a journaling spread. There was a little piece of it that I really was trying to cut off, but it did not cut off with my X-Acto knife, so I just left it and said, fine, whatever. Just gonna leave it. On that grid piece of paper, I put 2 die cut stars. That way it kind of ties in with the large star die cut over on the big journaling card. I also took another journaling card that said winter days bring cozy nights, and I trimmed that down to a 2x2 and put it on the back. Okay, so I said for the journaling that today was the first day back to school for winter break, even if the kids were a little hesitant, not even hesitant, they were acting like they didn't want to go, but they were very excited to go to school. And I was thankful, as always, to get some time to work on my projects, and the afternoon was busy with homework for my son, turning in a history assignment, and dinner was tacos, which is a weekly meal we always enjoy, and then family TV time. And then I will bring this all back together into the album, and like I said a little bit ago, I will probably take out that 2x2 page protector because it's just floating loose on one ring, and that's gonna bug me. So I need to figure out a different way to get that page protector to stay in there if I am going to keep it at all. Maybe I can just get a 2x2 page protector. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So I'm erasing all the lines, and then I can put everything together and grab my binder rings. Oh, well, I did want to write on this journaling card how I am trying to fix my own personal bedtime process to where I am not staying up super late. I'm not editing videos super late. I'm not watching too much TV too late or reading a book too late. I'm just trying to be more mindful of my time. And so I wanted to make sure that I wrote that down. Because yeah, I'm getting older and I do not want to stay up past midnight. Leave a comment and let me know, how is that going for you as you get older? You feel like you can't stay up really late. I definitely am feeling that. Like in college, I could stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning, pop out of bed at 8 and be totally fine. Now, if I did that, I'd feel like I got hit by a truck. So I can't even last past midnight. So no way, I got to stop doing that. It's not healthy. I grabbed the binder rings and I'm going to bind it all together, and I got bigger ones because I know that this is probably going to get really chunky, and I'm aiming for 2 4x6 albums for the year. So hopefully this will last me through June, and every month doesn't have to have this many components, but this one did because it's the first of the year. So I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing this project come back. I hope you enjoyed watching this process video and hearing me talk about my day. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. I really appreciate it, and here's a look at all the pages. All right, have a good day.